Hello, fellow Nigerians. We are not thieves. Nigerians says we are thieves. We do the normal, says Kyari. We are loyal to and faithful to Nigerians. The Senate has raised questions over $1.5 billion approved in 2021 for the turnaround the maintenance of the Port Harcourt refinery, with title "What Little or No." The Senate has raised questions over $1.5 billion approved in 2021 for the turnaround the maintenance of the Port Harcourt refinery, with a little or no result, as it investigates allegations of sabotage in the petroleum industry. Consequently, the upper chamber lamented that it was unfair and wrong to treat government business or public companies as an orphan, while private business were flourishing and thriving. Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, Senate leader and chairman, Senate ad hoc committee to investigate the alleged economic sabotage in the Nigerian petroleum industry, raised the questions at an interactive session with stakeholders in the industry at the National Assembly Complex, Abuja, on Wednesday. The question was attended by Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, Group Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, Melekhari, Chief Executive, Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Mr. Gbenga Komolafe, and Chief Executive Office, Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, Mr. Farouk Ahmed, among others. The Federal Executive Council had approved the plan by the Ministry of Petroleum Resources for a turnaround maintenance of the Port Harcourt refinery with a whopping sum of $1.5 billion under the administration of former President Muhammad Buhari. However, despite the huge investment, the government-owned refinery is yet to function effectively, situation that compelled the country to depend almost entirely on the importation of petroleum products. At the interactive session with stakeholders Wednesday, Bamidele expressed grave concern about the dysfunctionality of the government-owned refineries, despite billions of dollars invested to carry out on the installation. Bamidele observed that the Federation is ongoing a truly challenging period, pointing out that the distribution and the supply of refined petroleum products has been irregular and problematic in the recent history of our fatherland. The long queues at filling stations are obviously a statement to this challenge, a situation whereby we now depend almost entirely on the importation of these products, even when we daily supply the global oil market no fewer than 2% of its crude oil requirements, is to say the least highly worrisome. We also have at hand a grievous issue of national concern that directly borders on the importation of hazardous petroleum products and dumping of substandard diesels into the country under different administrations. Since 1999, Bamidele observed that the federal government has invested billions of dollars to maintain and turn around the state-owned refineries in Kaduna, Port Harcourt, and Warri, but the refineries are not functioning. In 2021, especially, the federal government council approved $1.5 billion for the turnaround maintenance of the Port Harcourt refinery. Yet, this investment has not yielded significant returns. For us in the state, we believe it is unfair and unpatriotic to treat government businesses or public corporations as an orphan while private business are flourishing and thriving. Bamidele pointed out at the interactive session to permanently nip these challenges in the mud. The chairman of the ad hoc committee disclosed the plan of the Senate to jointly conduct investigation into diverse allegations of economic sabotage in the petroleum industry. Along with the House of Representatives, Bamidele equally noted that there would be no room for grandstanding during the investigative hearing, promising that the committee would carry out its mandate fairly and impartially, while insisting that nobody will be untouchable. Bamidele said the task of ridding the petroleum industry of malfeasance is urgently and must be carried out in the spirit of nationalism and patriotism. We are ready to carry it out with all sense of honor and responsibilities. We are also taking it seriously with a view to addressing fundamental issues that pose grave threats to our economic prosperity, physical stability, and public health as a federation. In line with our mandate, we will definitely unravel factors and forces aiding sabotage in our petroleum industry. Also, at the session, Kyari claimed that N.N.P is loyal and faithful to the country, saying it is management vowed to protect the interests of Nigeria in the petroleum industry. He observed that most problems in the petroleum industry have nothing to do with NPCL. We are faithful and loyal to the economic interest of this country. We are no criminals. We are not thieves, but we will protect our dignity and honor. In his own remarks, Edun said the increase in the crude would stabilize the country's foreign exchange market while expressing confidence in the leadership of the ad hoc committee to conduct an unbiased and impartial investigation. In his contribution, Aliyu Suleiman, Group Strategy Officer, Dangote Refinery, appealed to the committee of N.N.P and other stakeholders in the industry to help the Dangote Refinery get 100% of its crude requirement from Nigeria. He said right now they bought about 50 million barrels of crude out, which about 60% of that comes from NNPC and 40% imported. Mr. Suleiman expressed gratitude to NNPC for their support, but added that essentially all they are asking is for them to get their crude requirements from Nigeria 100%. Let's be very clear. We are happy to pay fair prices. We hope that we will work with the regulatory and we will get their support so that the refinery can get 100% of its crude from Nigeria and buy the crude from companies that produce it in Nigeria, not from international middlemen. We count on support of the committee, the regulators, and other stakeholders to ensure that the refinery succeeds, because if it does, aside from the other obvious benefits like forest generation, job creation, and the rest. Most importantly, there is the psychological benefit of making, giving the Nigerians, Africa in general, the confidence that we can succeed. Giving a progress update on the refinery, Mr. Suleiman said since the refinery started full trial production in January and then full-time production started in March, we processed about 50 million barrels of crude. We have produced about 5 million tons of petroleum products, and these petroleum products have been sold to various parts of the country, and yet jet oil has been sold in Europe since May. He said other products have been sent to places as far as Asia, US, Brazil, and so on. So the refinery has been making a lot of progress. He emphasized the importance of deliberately protecting local industries for the overall economic development of the country. According to him, the US, for example, has done that to protect their own industries against attack by China that has subsidized their own industries and then sends them to the US. So that's the first question we want to urge the committee to consider if we deserve protection against them. My fellow Nigerians, what do you see to this? Give your opinion or comments at this comment section, and subscribe, share, love, and like. Thanks, and God bless. Amen.